What's going on, y'all? This is the Battle Blaster coming back at you. Um, I was going to make a part 2 that day. It just didn't work out. I had so many people calling me, and the whole my whole commentary was all off because I had people calling me, and when you're on your phone making these commentaries, it beeps. So the beeping was kind of like diverting me from really putting my head into it like I should have. It just was like a diversion. And when I meant about, the first teacher of a child is the parent, I didn't mean to say the parent. I meant to say the mother. The first teacher of the child is the mother. That's what Harvey said. And it's true. The mother teaches the children, and that's why you got a lot of hatred in this world, because a lot of these white women and these all types of these so-called wannabe whites teach their children to hate. My mom, she taught me to be loving to people and to treat people correctly. You know what I mean? My dad was more like, people need to learn how to respect you, so you got to get people to respect you. Where my mom was like, oh, just give away free love and everything will be fine. So getting back off of that real quick, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, I wanted to clear that up real quick. But as I was saying about Julie Chen and her hypocrisy, and Sharon Osbourne and all them, and how they're standing up for Les Moonves. Oh, Les Moonves, he's such a nice guy. Yeah, I know he signs your fucking checks. So people like that, they need to shut the fuck up. You had Cheryl Underwood on TV bad-mouthing Bill Cosby. This self-hating, as Tommy Sotomayor, which I don't really dig too much, but he was right, a hair hat wearing motherfucker. This fucking, loud, big mouth motherfucker. She's just, it's like her and Whoopi, they just out to get a check. These people won't say shit, and I was watching Whoopi Goldberg one day I was off. I actually got a chance to look at The View one day. I wasn't even watching it. I was just listening to her while I was cleaning up. And I watched as Barbara Walters kind of looked at Whoopi like, you better not say nothing, you fucking black bitch. But when it's white people, when it's black people on the firing line, it's like, yeah, go after them, go after your own people. And black people like, yeah, massa, we could go after them, no problem. We hate niggas too. I hate that word, but we hate niggas and we hate black men. Oh yeah, massa, look at me, I hate them just as much as you do. That's our hypocrisy. We don't stand up and because we so busy about trying to get that check. When Holly Robinson Pete was on one of those talk shows, what's her name, Rosie Perez, when they were speaking out on black people's behalf, they kicked them off the show. So it spooked the motherfucking other hair hat motherfuckers. Cheryl Underwood, what's the other broad name, with the big ass titties, the one who told Prince she wanted to make love to him. Sherry, what's her name? Sherry something. I'm about to say Sherry Shepherd. No, that's not her. Sherry something. Whatever her name is. Her, like I said, Whoopi Goldberg, that motherfucker changed her last name to Goldberg to sound more Jewish, It tells you something about her ass. See, black people, I understand how Hollywood works. I understand how the industry works. If you want to keep your job, you suck dick and you shut the fuck up. You kiss ass, you shut the fuck up. When they tell you you have the okay to go after a certain group of people or a certain type of person, then you have that okay. When they say only we can go after these individuals and you can't say shit about them, then you had to sit there like a motherfucking dumbass. Aisha Tyler, she's another motherfucker. She grew up around white people, so she felt she was white. Like I said, bitch, Keep that flat ass bitch. You know what I mean? I thought she was cute when I first saw her. Keep that flat motherfucker. Keep that flat ass bitch. Nobody wants you. Let that white man keep fucking you. Because you know what? He got the pussy. He impregnated your dumb ass. Now he divorced you, taking your money, bitch, and going to take your kids. That's some funny shit. That's like that mother. Who was the other bitch? Did Tyra Banks and them motherfuckers? See, they think they white when they get that high. How you say it? They get that high status. They feel like they're white, and they feel like, oh, I'm at a high status. I can get me a white man. It's just like black men. Same thing. I'm at that high status. I'm gonna give me a white woman. You know, oh, the BMW, the big house, and the white woman and the white man. Man, please get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. If y'all don't get the fuck out of here. See, that's our hypocrite. You know, we it's like I was looking at the one lady. She was saying how she hated dating black men. But you could tell this was the woman who was the one who was the aggressive person in a relationship. But when she got that white man, she got soft and she got demeanor. It's like Eve. Eve was the roughest, what is it, the roughest pit bull in the skirt or something? The pit bull bitch in the skirt or something? Now she misses fucking dandelion bitch. You know, she's a little delicate hoe. Bitch, he tamed me. You know, that's funny. White men can tame a black woman. You know what tames him, a black woman? Is his whiteness. His white skin tames her. Oh, he more than a man. He's such a man. No, because when you were black guys, you want the alpha male that you want is the thuggish brother. That's what you want. You want the gang banging brother. You want the brother who ain't got shit, who run the street probably selling drugs if he doing that. Or just some brother who gonna tell you, shut the fuck up, slap you upside the head, fuck you real good. That's a dominant man to you. A guy like me who works, who's willing to give you and do this and do that and be your equal to you, you know, treat you like a woman, y'all don't like that. You know what I mean? Y'all don't like that. Because that's corny. But you get that white man, he does the same thing the way I'm doing it. Oh, I love you, Mr. White Man. You're what I always wanted. See, this is the thing, this is the hypocrisy that we deal with. But this is the programming that we have dealt with all our lives. Ever since they had advertisements and comic books and magazines and media, and then television came along, you start seeing white people. It's like when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, I think the biggest crush on women I had was Farrah Fawcett Majors. I liked it, Farrah Fawcett. I liked it, Catherine Bach. I liked it, Asian women, because I was a big, like, Johnny Sacco, Godard fan. Ultraman. Asian women was at the top of my list when I was a kid. But, you know, they brainwash you at an early age. So when you went outside, you didn't see them women with the long, straight hair, and you see these girls with pickaninny braids and shit like that. You know what I mean? You was like, ugh. But when you seen the sisters when they was going out, like back in the day, and see back in when I was born in the 70s, so in the early 70s. So when you saw the women going out, their hair be all lusciously done, and you know, a lot of them sisters back there took care of their hair, and their hair were like down to their shoulders. So you had quite a few of them that their hair was down to their shoulders. Or back in the day when the afro still was in the 70s, a lot of them girls walking around Angela Davis and Pam Grier style, they were looking good. And I know what y'all saying right now. Well, what does this have to do with Julie Chen? No, just give me a second. But they loved themselves enough to look good. They cared about their hair. They loved their hair. You know what I mean? Even though they were too busy trying to mimic white women with straightening, because that's how we were brainwashed to according ourselves with them, and to feel like we were to be accepted, you had to straighten your hair. Even men straighten their hair. But that was part of that brainwashing. That was part of that media spell, you know. Now, what I mean about what this gets to the Julie Chen portion of it is, no matter what we do to look like them, to act like them, to date them, to do this, to do that, to spit out kids, to half-breed look like them or whatever, they still tell us when it's their people on the front row being judged, nigga, stay in your fucking place. That's what they telling us. Nigga, you stay in your motherfucking place. We don't want to hear shit from you monkey motherfuckers. So I was just going through the whole motions yesterday. And just listening to this bullshit and listening to the hypocrisy of them saying, my husband Les Moonves is innocent and I'm gonna stand by him. But you gotta understand, Les Moonves was screwing around with you when he was married. So who's to say that he wasn't screwing around on you, touching on women? You gotta understand, these motherfuckers, when it comes to power, the thing about rich white people, or rich people period, I'm not gonna say all of them, but mostly rich white people is sex. See, they have everything. So sex is like the ultimate kick. That's why you hear stories in Hollywood about them screwing men, having a man suck their dick and to fuck a man in the ass and shit. You know, do fucking nasty shit to men also. Because sex is the biggest kick for them. See, they got money. They can have a motherfucking walk from across the street to the other building butt ass naked and blow every man in that building just for a job. And they get their kicks off of it. See, having money just ain't enough. Like I said, when Bill Cosby went to court, he had proof. He wasn't in the places that they said he was. He had proof that he wasn't in the same town at the time, or he was, you know, not in that, like he was in, if he's in that area, he was at home or he was at a business meeting. This guy had proof. And the judges told him, they told his team at the time, this is when he had the woman lawyer, they told her she couldn't bring it up in court. But this is the things that would exonerate him. You can't bring that up in court. These people, it was a lynch mob after Bill Cosby. See, and the funny thing about people, white, black, or whatever, a lot of people don't want to read, they don't want to listen. They hear the news. The news spit out what the news wants to. This is why I tell people, and I hate to say, in a way, Donald Trump is right. It's called fake news. But the thing about him is, when it comes to him, it's fake. But when it comes to Bill Cosby, it's real. See, that's the hypocrisy. That's where white people get off at. Their hypocrisy. They are the biggest hypocrites when it comes down to that shit. The biggest hypocrites. See, when Stephen Collins, and if you don't know who that is, that's the guy who played in Seven Heaven as the dad. Or if some of y'all don't know him as that, he played in Star Trek the motion picture as Captain Decker. He said, and he admitted he was molesting his co-stars, little kids. I remember it came out between him and Bill Cosby. I remember they talked about it one day on the news. I'm at work. About 3 weeks later, you ain't hearing no more about Stephen Collins. You heard nothing but Bill Cosby. Then they try to pull R. Kelly into it. So once they faded him out, they put R. Kelly in this man's place. They was trying to put R. Kelly in this man's place. These people are full of shit. They are the biggest hypocrites in the world. And people who agree with them that consider themselves white are hypocrites like Julie Chen. Your husband raped those women, Julie Chen, and I don't give a fuck. He raped them. I'm going to tell you right now, he raped them women. He molested or went and touched on them, whatever the fuck he did. He's overstepped his bounds with those women. And you have the nerve you have the gall to sit here and say your husband, you're going to stand with your husband. But when Camille Cosby said she going to stand with her husband, you, Sharon Osbourne, Whoopi Goldberg, Barbara Streisand, all them motherfucking half-breed women on Joe Behar, and all them sad-ass fucking wannabe whites or whatever, said that she's stupid, she's dumb, she should leave him. Bitch, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here with y'all bullshit, you fucking big time hypocrites. That's why your kingdom is slowly falling. It's actually falling quicker than what we thought it would. And that's why y'all doing what you're doing. That's why y'all people are out there messing with us. You call the cops on us when we out barbecuing, when we go to a swimming pool, when we're in a shopping store or somewhere, or where I'm parking my car and you gonna call the cops. Black people, if you listen to the sound of my voice, and I know I don't have a lot of people listening to me, but I'm gonna say this one time and I'm saying this. When you got a motherfucker bothering you like that, y'all call the motherfucking cops on them. Fuck letting them call the cops on you. You call them on them and tell them, you listen, I'm being harassed. I'm feared of my life. I need a police officer right away. Stop being scared of these fucking motherfuckers. And another thing we need to learn how to do is get a firearm and carry. If you ain't got no felons, I advise y'all to get yourself a firearm and get a permission to carry, a license to carry. Because if one of them motherfucking race soldiers, so-called cops, want to draw down on you and shoot you, guess what? You can draw down and shoot his ass. You know what I mean? People saying, I bet y'all go sit here and say, oh, well, you know, oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't say that. That's against the police. Let me tell you something. When you are a people under fire, under siege, you're a people this targeted, I think it's best you defend yourself. They already got something out with this 3D printing. They can print 3D guns. So motherfuckers can print AR-15s and Uzis and what the hell is that motherfucker? The what is that? The Korean guns. What do they call them? AK-47s and shit like that. You can 3D print these guns and put them together, and you got yourself a real gun. Fucking crazy as shit. And now Donald Trump is involved in that somehow. But you see this motherfucker, he's a white supremacist. Like I said, hypocrisy. These people are hypocrites. When their people do something, like I said, it was a football player who who was accused. He was a football player. He had a scholarship and everything. He was a teenager kid. I think he's still in jail, man. I gotta look that up, man. But he was accused of rape. The girl came out, said he didn't rape her, and this, that, the other. She testified, stating that he didn't rape her. And guess what? The judge still gave that motherfucker time. That dude, I think he's doing like 15 years in jail, 15, 20 years. He's a young man. He's been in jail probably now for I think it was 2013 or 2014 when that happened. So he's been in jail for like 4 or 5 years now. Brock Turner rapes, he dumpster fucks a bitch. And his ass is out in 30 days. Time served. And the judge said, oh, I don't want to mess up his career. I don't want to mess up his college and his chances for a better life. But you said, fuck that. Hypocrisy. Let me tell you a hypocrisy of another kind, too, real quick, so before I get off of this. I'm at work. I was at work today. Now I have a Spanish sister, Spanish woman that works with me. I ain't gonna call her sister because it seemed like she has to agree with white people because see, this is the mindset of people. Listen very carefully. This is the mindset of people, especially people that's in women in general, Spanish women, black women. She said that Bill Cosby raped those women. I said, well, if you read the deposition, it showed that he was nowhere near these women. How could he rape them? He nowhere near them. She was on the hearsay like everybody else. She was there like, oh yeah, he did it, I don't care. He had power. She's repeating the same bullshit that the media has put out there. But when I talked about like Les Moonves and them, she kind of like was giving him a pass in a way. And I said, well, that's hypocrisy. I said, y'all a bunch of hypocrites. And then she said, she kind of like rolled back on her word. And then I was telling her about the Brock Turner case. And I said, what about the black dude with the football dude? And she said, well, Brock Turner should have got the same thing he got. I said, but the lady girl came out and said that he didn't do it. And then she like started like, mumbling kind of like a little bit. And I'm like, really? Like she said to me one day, we was talking, she said, you just like, I ain't gonna say her boyfriend's name, but she's like, you just like my boyfriend. Y'all always got some conspiracy against white people. What's wrong with y'all? I said, sorry, sweetheart. I said, I know you feel like you white, but you're not. I never said I was white. I said, no, but you act like you are. I said, what about Puerto Rico? I said, when Puerto Rico got hit, y'all still don't got a lot of power over in Puerto Rico. You know what she said? Well, they fucked us, they did this, they did that. I said, well, I'm going to tell you a little story, sweetheart. I said, do you see your hypocrisy now? I said, when it's you and your people, oh, you had to listen to our cries. But when black people was we out there getting shot up and we getting murdered, it's like, y'all deserved it. When we're being accused of rape, when we didn't even rape nobody, you did it. You deserved the outcome. But when Puerto Rico got its fucking nigga wake-up call, it was like, y'all gotta stand with us. Y'all gotta understand, man, this is messed up because we part of the United States. Oh, man, that's messed up. They left us out there to fucking dry. But what about Haiti when they did that to Haiti? When the Clintons took all that fucking money and the Red Cross took all the money that people was donating. All the goods Like like what they did to Puerto Rico, all the perishables and stuff that they was sitting over there, they left it sitting on the tarmac just to fucking go to waste. 30, 40 days, and then all of a sudden they gonna sit it over there, so it ain't no good no more. A lot of the perishables perished by the time it got there. And then some of the stuff was still sitting on the tarmac. They was taking that stuff and they was warehousing the stuff that wasn't perishables. It took people like Pitbull and all them guys to get charter planes and big planes and put that shit on there themselves until the fucking government stopped them. But then when that shit was going through, guess what happened? When the government started doing that, oh, that's fucked up, this, that, the about the government wrong. Hey, wait. Wait a minute. The government's wrong now. But just a few minutes ago, when the black man got shot down in the street, even if he wasn't doing wrong, you still sat there and you justified it because the media said justify this the way we look at it, the way we see it. Like I said, man, you got people, and then you got them people like this. You got people out there, man, that they will cape for the other, for every other, for the, let's put this, they'll cape for white people real quick. Case in point, I was watching today, Tariq Nasheed put out a video on Twitter where you see these Asian women beating these black women with brooms and sticks and shit and hitting them with shit. Y'all have to understand, we are in a survival of the fittest. These Asians, these Puerto Ricans, these fucking, you know, I ain't saying Puerto Ricans period, but Latin people, Asians, Indians, Native Americans, you know, whatever. Whites, whatever. When white people came out and they killed Trayvon, when George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, that was the floodgate, because Obama wasn't a man enough, he wasn't president enough to sit down and say, we are going to charge these people to the fullest of the extent of the law. He would not stand up, because when the motherfuckers, when he said something that, like, what he said, Trayvon could have been my son. That's all the man said. And the whole media exploded all over him. How dare he say that? Trayvon couldn't be his son. He should stay in his place. But if Donald Trump said, there's fine people on both sides in the Charlotte massacre, I don't hear no outrage on that. See, again, that's the hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy. That's the hypocritical bullshit right there. America, you're full of hypocrites, thieves, opportunists, and slaves. And until y'all motherfuckers get y'all shit right, this world ain't gonna never be right. And we gonna keep on continue doing this. But it takes black people to do what? To destroy this thing called racism. But as long as we still sitting around here buck dancing and kissing up and try to seek allies in different cultures, I mean, honestly, Africans don't even like us. Africans, Haitians, what else the motherfuckers is? Africans, Haitians, and Islanders. A lot of them don't like us. I'm not saying every one of them, but a lot of them don't like us. You know, so I advise you as black Americans, and stop letting them call you people of color. Stop letting them call you African Americans, and make sure that we put our shit together where we can sit down and say, fuck saying African Americans, because when we get some sort of hand downs or shit like that, and they say African Americans, trust me, those Africans from Africa gets it before we do. The Islanders will get it before we do. The fucking Haitians will get it before we do. Then you got the Latins, they'll get it before we do. And whatever crumbs is left, then we get the crumbs. We need to start breaking shit down and saying what we gotta say, y'all. Alright, let me get up off of this, but that's why I was trying to come in at part 2. Yeah, the hypocrite, there's a bunch of hypocrites in this country. And we have to put a stop to it. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. This is the Battle Blast. I'm signing off. I say peace.